Assalamu alaikum, dear students. We talked about in the previous lecture about the value education. Most partly, we reported about the conceptual clarity of value education. Today, let me just add some other dimensions of this chapter, value education. We will discuss some points about the types of values. We will talk about need and importance and role of education in imbibing values. Dear students, this presentation is for class 11th. My dear students, this social value connotes the idea that individual constitute society which has certain ideals, models, and norms about behavior, conduct, duties, and responsibilities towards one another. Love, universal brotherhood, sincerity, honesty, and integrity of character, firm attitude of rendering help and performing actions and works for general benefit. Dear students, this religious value, when an object by virtue of its relations to the divine can be called holy or sacred. It is said to have a religious value, and the experience of such objects as sacred or divine is called a religious experience. Uh, there's this the kind of activities that led uh, us to the uh, that led us to the formation of religion, and by virtue of which man gets binded with God. This is the religious value. Dear students, one more value, that is the moral value, that based upon this kind of education is based upon this foundation of character and moral development. It develops humility, humanity, truthfulness, tolerance, honesty, sympathy, affection, and sacrifice among children in developing their personalities. Uh, Once moral character is developed, the activity that led the moral development is moral value. Dear students, uh, we will see now the role of education in imbibing values. Uh, Dear students, there are different ways and means for inculcation of values. There is morning assembly that should be held daily in all the educational institutions. It can be of 15 to 30 minutes education. Activities of morning assembly should include prayer, singing of devotional song, brief speech by a student, teacher, or the head of readings from the scriptures. Compulsory subjects are there. Value education should be made a compulsory subject in all the school and college students. Should be taught brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God, which is common to all religions. Redesigning the curriculum and textbooks. In order to develop values, the curriculum should be redesigned. There is a need for redesigning books on Indian history, civics, literature, language, etc. Extension lectures based on morality should be arranged in the educational institutions. Skills and dramas may be organized in the institutions on themes related to values of life, social, cultural, moral, and spiritual values. Art and painting competitions on the spot, and painting competitions may be organized uh, on themes related to different types of values. Students of different age group may be involved from different institutions of the state region. Use of mass media like educational films, theater, newspaper, radio, TV should be used for inculcation of values. Value oriented magazines should bring out a value oriented magazines of journal. It can be biannual or yearly. Dear students, uh, these are some pointers that uh, uh, provide the alternative, that how this role of education in imbibing values, or we can say the development of human values, or inculcation of values, or role of school. Dear students, let me just proceed, keeping this very aspect, that is need and importance of value education. Dear students, keeping the need and importance of value education concern, point number one, we can say this value education will lead moral development. Value education is the foundation of character and moral development. Number second is cultural development. Value education plays a significant role in the cultural development. Number third is development of wider attitude. Value education makes a people dynamic. This develops in him a wider attitude towards life. He begins to take interest in social service by sacrificing his selfish motives. Dear students, development of democratic qualities is the need and importance of value education. Sublimation of instincts, as I can say, value education helps us in the sublimation of instincts and emotions. It develops in peoples the desired social awakening, which is essential for the progress of individual as well as society. This value education is resolving conflicts. It helps us in making a cooperative living. It is the basis of humanitarianism. Uh, it is the sort of what to say, what I can say. It decorates the soul. Our soul is the part of ultimate truth. That is God. Uh, God. So it is our duty to keep it pure and perfect, and this is possible through value education. It is maintaining harmony. Value education creates harmony in all aspects of educational philosophy. It develops harmony between physical and mental structure. It helps in developing a complete man with a sound mind and his sound body. Dear students, this was all about the types, uh, this need and importance of value education, and or we can say the role of education in imbibing values or development of human values or inculcation of values. Dear these are some pointers that will help you to have the comprehension of this conceptual clarity of this value education. And these are, I think, the sufficient according to the content and syllabus of uh, this subject. And dear students, inshallah, in the future lesson, future presentation, we'll talk about the environmental education, uh, the environmental education with different dimensions. Thank you, my dear students.